Hello, people of fine Middle Earth. Welcome to the initial episode of Geeking Out with GYGO. We decided to call this incarnation Reboots and Recycling. There are also many reboots. The reboots
And we are
never end.
crossing over, bringing together the best of both worlds with GYGO. As always, you have your hosts here, Chuck Keywatch and Danny, but joining us, one half of the Comics Con podcast. Give it up for King Castro, everybody. Castro, welcome, my friend.
You're happy to be here, man. It's a pleasure to finally get to rock with you guys. I'm looking forward to making some good nerdy content, man. Happy to be here. How y'all doing?
I'm doing great, my friend. Late night podcast here, man. I feel like
True, true.
we're getting it going here. I'm very excited. We got a few great things to talk about here. But yeah, man,
I
this is the first episode of our crossover. We're trying to unite the worlds of GYGO Marvel style.
I
So
do
very
want to clarify. I did wake both of these boys up out of bed to do this episode. It's 1 a.m. where they are. It's 12:25 a.m. where I am. So just to give you guys some context as to how this is going down.
yeah, Danny and I are only 30% sure we're actually here right now.
Yeah, the
Nice,
other the
nice,
other
nice.
10% is positive that I'm not here.
Alrighty, so we have got a docket of things to talk about here, and I know Danny is just dying to talk about the Marvels trailer because he is the biggest Captain Marvel fan I know, and not because he's a Brie Larson fan. It's because he's a fan of Brie Larson's side boob. For those that watch the
Game
Geek,
recognized game. Write it down, people. Take notes. On this day, you will see something for the first time you will never be able to forget. You will then look at everybody else sideways afterwards, just knowing, nope, don't compare, nope. Hate to say it. I mean,
so
how
now
fat does
Castro
that guy have to be to have side boob as good as Brie Larson's?
So Castro, right before we went on air, watched it. He thought we were talking about the Secret Invasion trailer, but no, it is now the most disliked trailer in YouTube history. The Marvels, aka Captain Marvel 2, dropped their first trailer this week. A movie that has been delayed now 4 times, gone through an insane amount of reshoots. Um, I personally didn't really care that much about the trailer. I mean, the story looked cool. I like Monica Rambeau. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with her character. But Castro, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on this? Were you a Miss Marvel fan at all from Disney Plus, or are you coming into this fresh?
So I'll say first and foremost, I saw the Captain Marvel movie they dropped a while back with Brie Larson, the one that took place in the 80s, whatever. Cool movie. I really enjoyed it with the scroll invasion and things like that. Now, when it comes to Kamala Khan, my only experience with Kamala Khan, and the fans are going to hate me for this as well, as this is supposedly, as you said, one of the most hated trailers at this time. One of my favorite current games is the Avengers video game, and that's where
Yeah.
I learned all about Kamala Khan and got to
Oh,
spend some time with
God.
her. And I grew close to the character. So to see her in a movie, I'm really excited about it. I haven't got to watch the Miss Marvel TV show yet, still
So,
on my to-do list. So
so spoiler alert for their Castro. Her powers are nothing like they are in the games or the comics. They
okay,
basically made her into a Green Lantern. She has a
great.
bracelet and can create constructs with the bracelet. There's no
Mm.
stretching, none of that. So definitely a new take on her powers. Now, Danny, I know this is a character that you have a love-hate relationship with.
There's no love. I just love to hate her. She's horrible. She's boring. She's annoying. She should be grounded. I don't know what for, but I'm sure she
Grounded.
did it. So just make sure she never leaves the house. This character has been shoved down people's throats for I don't know how long, because what the mind does with traumatic events, it shut it off. So you don't really recognize, where did the priest touch you? Well, I know he did. I'm just not too sure where. Where did Miss Marvel touch you? Somewhere deep in my soul. I don't know where. I just know I didn't like it. It felt icky. That's what she is. They put her in the Avengers game. She's not an Avenger. She has nothing to do with the Avengers. She's a Miss Marvel fangirl. That's the only connection. That's it. Other than that, she's
Mm.
stretchy. She's Luffy. She's Mr. Fantastic. Want to know why they don't make live actions of these guys that much? Because it's very difficult to do. So you knew you took a character that nobody likes, that this one chick came up with and swears everybody has to, oh, you're going to love her. No, no, we don't. And no one does. And no one ever will. So, like, well, I'm just going to put her in everything. Fine. Then we'll hate everything she's in until she dies, which would be the best thing I would ever write if I ever became a Marvel writer. I would have a 10-part Death of Miss Marvel series, and the whole thing would be encapsulated in the time span of 1 hour of her just going through a very long, tedious, torturous, maniacal death would be awesome. I'd bring people in from all over the place. I'd bring in Joker. Like, hey, remember that thing you did to Robin? Come here, get a load of this. You're gonna love it. Like, oh, this is awesome. I want in. You got it, buddy. Pick up
Now,
your
the
stuff
thing I
and
love
let's get
about
swinging.
Danny Castro, and you're catching this now, he really, restrains himself. He holds his opinions back, as you can see.
Oh, she's horrible.
So watching Geekin the Nerd, I've kind of picked up. I love that my man is very opinionated when it comes time to be. It's hilarious. I want to say really quick. You hit the nail on the head. She's basically Luffy. I thought that was a fire comparison. But I do want to say, you mentioned the fact that she is basically just the fangirl of Marvel, and I think that that's what attached me to her, because I myself am just a fanboy of whatever comic character I'm, fascinated with at the time, and like that speaks to me. Getting the opportunity. I imagine being in her shoes, getting the opportunity to work with Earth's greatest superheroes, Earth's mightiest heroes. Like I would fangirl as well. So and I did love the Beastie Boys soundtrack in the film as well. You can't go wrong with the Beastie Boys, guys. Come on now.
The funny part about it is, though, is if all the criticism from Brie Larson is that she can't emote and she never smiles. Which is why when you watch the trailer, the moment she first appears is the Beastie Boys line, "Don't you tell me to smile," which I thought that was great there. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the trailer. The only thing that pisses me off is because of the reshoots and the delays with this, there's now a question of where it exists in the MCU timeline. Because with Secret Invasion coming out, from what I've been led to believe, is that the Marvels was supposed to occur before Secret Invasion. And as you can see in the trailers, Nick Fury is in it. And from all the things that we've been led to believe, Secret Invasion will be Nick Fury's final appearance. So I think it's going to be a little weird to release this movie after Secret Invasion, which for all we know is going to be the death of Nick Fury, to now see, like, are they retconning it so that it's no longer before and it's
This
after?
is an easy way to solve this. And here, children, is where you will get to see an epiphany moment happen in real time. Just pretend it's DC and everything happens all over the place, all the time, all at once. The way they do their comics, the way they do their movies. Why do you think Shazam did so bad? Because they kneecapped it and they told you, hey, guess what don't matter? This one, but come see what don't matter. Oh, crap, it did bad. All right, Blue Beetle matters now. What do you mean it didn't matter before? Well, now it does. Now it matters. It matters everything. Everything Blue Beetle stuff. We don't have nothing. We're gonna put it in there. Shut up. I swear to God, Steve, if you don't shut the hell up, just write it on a post-it note and pass it over. They can hear you. Okay, we'll fix it. We'll get it. We'll fix it in editing. That's all they're gonna do with that. This is all because they realize, first of all, Brie Larson is the perfect actress to play Captain Marvel. If anyone has read what was the one? Civil War II, Miss Marvel was not a good character. She sucked. She pretty much went through the whole story with, hey, we gotta, pretty much do whatever this kid says because he always tells the future. And he was like, yeah, I kind of don't do that. I just give you probability manipulation. And I kind of don't manipulate probability. I can just sense the chances of it happening. She's like, good enough for me. I stand by my decisions. Wow. No character growth. You don't like her by the time you're done reading it. And so people don't like Brie Larson. I think she's perfect. Everybody would just stop complaining. These are the same thin-skinned, whiny, mayo mofos that will watch the most dumb, asinine, horribly written, badly constructed, plot holing, spelling error-filled movies from Michael Bay and tell me that they're good or even functional in any form. You whiny bitches, shut up. I don't want to hear you say whoa. Every time you say whoa, you deserve to get punched in the face. You don't even know what you're talking about. I can't stand these people. Brie Larson fits the character. That's the character in the comics. She's a hero, but you're like, you kind of suck. Like, what? Marvel has like the first gay character. He was chilling up in Canada. Why don't they use North Star? Because North Star is a dick. Why? Just cause he's a hero. Yeah, he's a hero. How you feel about him? Oh, he's the worst. Oh, I'm telling you. Oh goodness gracious, that dude's he's just
I will
why?
say, and Cash, I want to get your opinion on this. I like Monica Rambeau. I like what they did with her character in WandaVision. I know Danny's a big fan there. I thought it was really cool in the trailer to see, the evolution of her powers now as she moves to
Right.
being Photon. You literally just watched the trailer, so what are your thoughts on seeing what they've done with her character?
So I'm a glass half full, man. So that's what's gonna happen on this show. Danny, he's gonna, you know what I mean, tell you what he truly thinks, and I'm gonna be like, guys, I think this is gonna be a great thing. I think what they've done is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what's gonna happen. Again, glass half full. I'm here hoping for the best. Now, my only concern coming is you mentioned that they're dropping this after Secret Invasion, correct?
Yes.
And that's supposed to be Nick Fury's last appearance and things, and they're not going. This obviously isn't a movie that takes place in another period in time, such as
Right.
the first Captain Marvel and things like that. I've heard all kinds of complaints as to how Marvel is doing now after Ant-Man, Quantumania, and things like that. A lot of people are bringing in the ideas of this that their cinematic universe is going downhill, and that brings some worries to me as you bring in the fact that this is coming on being made after released after Secret Invasion. Sorry, I couldn't talk. It worries me. Are we coming to the end of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Obviously not, because there's millions and millions of dollars going into this stuff all the time, but still, like that does worry me. But as far as the trailer goes, glass half full. Let's see. I'm ready for the ride.
Oh,
I
Monica
will say the
Rambeau is
final scene
amazing.
where they're all fighting and switching places as they're fighting looked really
Mm-hmm.
cool. Like the imagery there was great. So I'm excited for that part of it. Obviously, I'm going to see it, but in a world where this is coming out after Secret Invasion, this is coming out after Loki season 2, after What If season 2. I mean, in the hype meter, it's not even really up there for me. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you put the Beastie Boys on anything and I'll watch it. I love Star Trek Beyond because of what they did with the Beastie Boys. So, I mean, I'm there. I'm for it. So yeah, Danny, that's one thing that I love about you is you're so reserved and filtered and logical, and you don't let emotions run anything.
That's
And
right.
I
I'm
think
a Vulcan, so
that's
I'm a
so.
Vulcan going through pun fire.
I like that you know your shit as well. See, that's the thing. You're not just opinionated without facts to back it up. You know what you're talking about.
It's
Nine
not
times out
fun
of
if
10.
you just spew hate. Like it's
Agreed.
when you come with like an understanding of it, that's what makes it fun. Because then when people lose their minds, you can just laugh at them. Like shut up. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
your pretty much the only reply you need to do is shut up. And
I like to think of Danny as like the black Alex Jones on this podcast. Just like I'm telling you right now, Captain Marvel, I have the documents right here. She's incredible.
I
Like
have the documents. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
ooh, that's not
so, we did get another trailer this week. We got the Blue Beetle trailer. Now,
Mm-hmm.
this is going to be the first official movie in the new DC
oh
universe.
oh oh oh
Which
oh
I'm
oh 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 let's rewind because somebody said I don't know about that Marvels. Where does it fit? Where was this one fit?
I don't know where Blue Beetle fits. I'm just happy. I'm the DC guy. All right. This is my thing. I have to represent for DC, especially with Danny and his Marvel agenda, if you want to call it
That's
that.
right, because I, unlike you, don't have Stockholm syndrome, so I can look objectively at things.
So
So
go
go ahead.
ahead.
You got it. I was gonna say, as far as the Blue Beetle trailer goes, I'm also I've talked to Danny about this a couple times. We've had a couple calls or whatever. I'm a big DC head as well. You know what I'm saying? And brother, I'm excited. How awesome does that suit look? Like, I don't care what Danny's talking about. That suit looks so accurate to the comics, to the Injustice video game, which was actually where I first discovered
So that's what they
Blue
actually
Beetle.
based it on is the Injustice suit.
It looks phenomenal, so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I spent a little time with him in Young Justice as well. I really enjoy the character of Blue Beetle. I'm hyped. I think it's gonna be cool. I don't you brought up the hype meter earlier. I'm gonna use that form of measurement. It's mid for me, you know what I'm saying? Because I like Blue Beetle, but he's obviously not Batman. I'm one of those guys, just so
Well, the
you
thing
Oh
guys
is,
no,
know.
is
This
know.
is James Gunn wheelhouse. Like
Yeah.
one, he's taking a character that not too many people know about.
Talk your truth. Go
Two,
ahead.
he's taking a character that has a little sidekick, so they can have that little goofy connection, and he'll say, "I need you to do this," and the computer's going to come with something that's just off the wall. So like, this is what he likes: goofy, campy humor on a character that he can pretty much write whatever he wants. Nobody really knows Blue Beetle. Like, I grew up with Blue Beetle before this that went through the death of Superman. So I did this. So
I think you're talking facts 100%. This is 100% in his wheelhouse. Look at exactly what you just said. He did the same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy. People didn't really know about Guardians, made it one of the best. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Yeah. He didn't even take the best versions of the Guardians of the Galaxy. He took the lesser known version of them.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So be prepared for Blue Beetle to be one of the biggest, you know what I'm saying, characters out after this movie. Kids are gonna love him.
He's gonna do. He saw what they did with Spider-Man, and this is just gonna be Spider-Man in an all blue suit.
Well, the other thing is they announced the Booster Gold TV show as part of Chapter 1. For those that don't know, Booster Gold and Blue Beetle are, a team in the comic books here. So it'll be interesting. Really? That'll probably be the post-credit scene that we get, is setting up Booster Gold. But I mean, one of the great things I like about this trailer is the body horror sequence. Like when the Scarab first starts taking him, and he's getting into the ceiling, and it looks like he's melting into it. It added a great, aspect to that. Everyone's comparing him to Spider-Man, teenage superhero. I'm like, no, man, I like the body horror aspect of this. I like that the Latino representation is coming through on this with an all Latino cast. You got Susan Sarandon,
Lopez.
Yeah, George Lopez. Batman is a fascist. I love that part of the trailer. But I mean, it's nice. And this was not originally supposed to be part of the DCU. James Gunn just felt that the movie was so well made and fit so well that they decided to make this the official.
He said, "Oh, Shazam got how much? Oh, that's not good. That's not. We probably screwed that up by announcing."
So just to make sure I'm following, this is from the Snyderverse. This was made during Snyderverse time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really? See, I thought this was James Gunn. So that's also that's news to me as well. So that's cool to know. You know what I'm saying?
But like Booster Gold has the same dynamic. He has a little robot sidekick, and Booster Gold's even more campy, funny than Blue Beetle is. So like that's where James Gunn's gonna shine. Superman, he's gonna bring a Mitzelplick, and it's gonna be jokes galore and annoying and eye rolling.
That's what worries me the most about James Gunn. I'm one that says #trust in Gunn, kids. Again, glass half full, but you know what I'm saying? He's already making some weird choices with the Superman joint, as well as Batman Brave and the Bold. I hear he's supposed to be a young Batman, but with Damian Wayne.
All that matters is that the Lanterns TV show, which is going to bring us into Blackest Night, is amazing. And I get redemption for fucking Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my goodness, they stole my idea. They can suck it.
They did steal Danny's idea verbatim, but we'll touch on that later. So yeah, Blue Beetle, definitely exciting to see that come out in August for the DC side of things. Last trailer that I do want to talk about with you guys, and Danny's coming into this one blind, the Ahsoka trailer dropped for Disney Plus show. For those watching The Mandalorian, you'll know Rosario Dawson plays the live action version of Ahsoka Tano now.
Just like her. Oh my goodness.
She does look just like her, dude. It's crazy. But I mean, in this trailer, we got our first glimpses of Grand Admiral Thrawn, of the live action Ezra. We also get the debut of the first ever orange lightsaber in Star Wars to be wielded by these new dark Jedi. So very exciting there. Castro, did you get a chance to check that trailer out?
So I did not, but I did look into it a little bit. First and foremost, I will say I'm not as familiar with Ahsoka at all by any means, but I am a huge Rosario Dawson fan. She cares about the content. She's a nerd just like us boys. We finally got one. You know what I'm saying? My first, obviously, time seeing her, take it back to Clerks 2. She was in Daredevil, many other things. She's been around the nerd culture. I know she's going to do her thing. She's my dream casting for Catwoman. We got Ahsoka. I think it'll be fine. I'm excited for it, but I have not seen the trailer. It will. She's phenomenal, man. So, you know what I mean? All faith in her. She's going to do great. It's going to be great.
Danny, your thoughts?
If they bring Luke in this, I'm out. I'm done with the Luke. I'm done with like enough with them. Just stop. You can talk about them. Don't show them. You did your little hallway scene because apparently that's what makes you good in this universe is if you can walk down the hallway. That's what makes you amazing. Because other than that, you kind of just take our word for it. He's tough. Oh, you just wait. You stay in that hallway, buddy. You'll find out. I dare you.
You stand in the
Whatever.
hallway, buddy.
Like
That's Danny has a point. Like all the badass Star Wars scenes now are done in a hallway. Like they started with Vader in Rogue One, then they had it in Andor, they had one in The Mandalorian, they had it in fucking Mandalorian season 2 with Luke Skywalker. It's like if you can fucking rampage down a hallway, that's all that matters in Star Wars now.
If you ain't got a hallway scene, you ain't doing it, man. It's just not. It's not cinema.
This is what I want. I want Anakin. I want Ahsoka to have conversations with Anakin. I want her to walk up to Darth Vader and just look at him and say, Anakin, like what did they do to you? And then for her to tell him, because someone needs to say it, you are a coward. When she walked away, she had the strength to do what he couldn't do. It's like if you would have just walked away and came with me, this wouldn't happen to you. And just have him take a moment and stop because he's not going to fight her. He's not going to try to kill her. Like he loves that girl more than anybody. Like there's nothing she can say to make him snap, but she will make him think.
And after Kenobi, the one opportunity they have there by bringing Vader in is to show that last remaining human piece of Vader. You know what I mean? The last part of Anakin that's still in there is his tie to Ahsoka. So, I mean, there's great narrative storytelling there that you can use. So I'm interested to see what they do with it. I am excited because Dave Filoni is doing it. He, of course, created the character Ahsoka, did Clone Wars, is the co-creator of The Mandalorian. So there's definitely great, legs there to build this structure on. So I'm excited for it.
Right. Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be good. You know what I'm saying? I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. Again, huge Rosario Dawson fan, so I think it's going to be phenomenal.
I think that would explain.
They have the movie coming out that's going to tie together Ahsoka, The Mandalorian, Andor, Bad Batch, and Skeleton Crew. So it'll be interesting to see that movie, which is also being written and directed by Dave Filoni. So yeah, interested in that compared to the Rey Skywalker movie that they're going to try to shove down our throats.
That's what y'all get. Star Wars fans.
Oh my god, I can't believe they're making that movie. They're like, hey guys, do you remember the worst thing about Star Wars in the past 20 years? Well, we're bringing it back all by yourself. Rey Palpatine, Skywalker, his identity thief isn't a crime. Like, oh my god, if I have to hear about Rey Skywalker for the next 3 years, which I know I'm going to, I'm literally going to suicide bomb the premiere. And I don't mean that. I'm just so sick of this character.
I don't mean that. Let them know you don't mean that.
Yeah, you just hear there's a move in blue team. Like,
okay, they have to. They spent too much money. They invested too much to not do this.
It's like, remember in Last Jedi when you thought she was a nobody and you were like, that's cool, man. You don't just have to be part of these two fucking families in the Star Wars universe to have power. Like, that's a great bit of writing. And then Last Skywalker was like, hey, guys, remember that cool thing we came up with? Fuck all of that, all right? Like,
now that's the best part. You can only be from – she's both families. She somehow said, I'm super powerful, so obviously I'm both families. I'm everything.
And nobody talks about the fact she's Rey Palpatine. That means the Palpatines won. And the sequel, there's no Skywalkers left. Ben's dead, Luke's dead, Leia's dead. It's a Palpatine.
Yeah, well, she runs it. She's awesome. That's what makes her super great. Is characters that can do everything are boring. Characters that can do everything are a MacGuffin unto themselves, and it's a display of bad writing and lack of imagination. That's why I despise every single one. Because it shows me that you suck.
Now,
that's the Superman flaw to me.
For a Rey movie?
You said what?
Are you at all excited for a Rey Skywalker movie?
So not at all. I'll be honest. I haven't watched any of the most recent Star Wars films. I fuck with 4, 5, and 6. That's what I was raised on. That Star Wars. Other than that, shout out to the
spelling errors.
The Mandalorian is decent. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy that. I'm a big fan of what's my boy named Pedro Pascal. I like him. You know what I'm saying? The Mandalorian is good.
You are like this unspoiled child. You haven't seen the sequels. Star Wars means something to you.
I did watch these count as sequels, prequels. I watched episode 1 and 2, and I saw that garbage.
The sequel trilogy makes the prequels look incredible.
Yeah.
Like
Really?
they just opened the Star Wars throat and just stuffed shit down it, and they're so disconnected and insanely discombobulated. Like you don't even know about Mary Poppins Leia. Oh my god! Like
I don't.
And you don't
I'll
know.
tell you what. Go ahead. You got
No,
it.
look, I want to hear.
I was going to say. I'll tell you what. Like whenever I found out, and I've heard that it was done terrible. So whenever I found out that Luke was coming back, I was happy. I was excited. I wanted to see it, and then I heard some reviews, and I heard they didn't do Luke justice and all of these things, man.
No. There are people who don't get done their due. Stalin doesn't get done his due for all the murders he committed because that Hitler guy was over there, being all just focused on one people. So I kill my own people. I didn't have to go outside my borders. I killed my own son. Y'all need to put some respect on my name. Everybody, hashtag put respect on Stalin's name. Talking about Hitler like he's out there doing something.
I wish I lived in a world where I hadn't seen the sequel trilogy, especially.
I haven't seen it, Chuck. I haven't seen it, man.
My world's better for it.
It is on the to watch list eventually, but
don't leave yourself pure.
You see him.
Your virginity like that, man.
I like where 4, 5, and 6 left me, man. Like I said, I've got beautiful memories attached to that. Watching it with my papa on repeat, things like that. Like it's a good movie for me. Feel good films.
Obi-Wan.
I did recently. Go ahead.
Obi-Wan. Yeah, he knew who Luke's father was.
He did.
Yeah.
Are they not some hoes for not telling my man in the beginning? Like just let
Jedi
him know.
suck. And apparently Yoda knew that there was this whole, we can revive people, and didn't tell the mentally unstable kid over there whose whole future of life exists to make sure this wife doesn't die. Hey, come here.
We're losing the whole Star Wars audience on this episode, right? Episode 1, kids.
Just admit the fact that the thing that you love isn't that good. It's okay. If you would just accept it for what it is, and if they wouldn't come out their face and tell me how, it's awesome. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I liked about Star Wars was the political intrigue.
I love that you just painted Luke as a borderline Columbine. You know what I mean? That's what you just did.
Well, like they set Anakin up for failure, and like Luke didn't tell him nothing. Like Obi-Wan could have prepared him.
Somebody would like to be prepared for. If my father was a, evil dictating killer, like let me know.
His name is Vader. Vader means father.
Not having seen the sequels, doesn't know about Force Skype with Luke. He doesn't know about the Force healing, which is what Danny was talking about.
I did hear about Force Skype though. That's where the only fight scene I guess you get from Luke is when he fucking sits down, meditates, and he fights somebody. And come on, man, like
there's no lightsaber.
The worst part is Castro is the Force healing. Now they made Jon Favreau put this in The Mandalorian. You know the scene where Baby Yoda heals Carl Weathers' character? So that was only put in there so they could have it in Last Skywalker. In Last Skywalker, Rey and Kylo force heal each other back from death 3 times. And I lost my absolute shit with this because these are 2 untrained Jedi and Sith that have this ability. If anybody else knew about this ability and what he's talking about Yoda there, it undoes all of Star Wars. Because if Anakin learns about this ability, he never turns to the dark side. He goes with Darth Sidious because Darth Sidious says, I can teach you how to save her.
Yeah, the little dude already told me I'm good.
That's his whole motivation. He learns to save her. He never turns to the dark side. He never turns to the dark side. None of Star Wars happens. So it's like that
would have been better. The world would have been better served for not having any more of those things. Full of plot holes and spelling errors.
There's just no coherency with what they're doing with the timelines there. So, I mean,
Abrams admitted it when they asked him about the scene where the death bulge, whatever that thing was, that blew up the planet. It's like, yeah, how did they see that from where Han and them were? Like, how did they see that from where they were? Oh, if you come to watch these movies for a physics lesson, you come to the wrong place. No, but you have to, when you write a story, it has a magic system, and a good writer functions within that magic system. If they go outside of it, they explain how this is possible. When you don't do that, it's a display of lazy writing and not having any kind of imagination.
Definitely agree there. So, moving out of the Star Wars universe into the recycling part of today's show, it was announced that Amazon has acquired MGM Studios, which was a surprise to me as it was. I mean, obviously, Amazon's got the money to do it, but MGM being one of the most storied movie and studios in the industry, they have announced a series of reboots of big MGM properties. The biggest two that we will talk about here are RoboCop and Stargate. Now, Danny, I know you have love of the Stargate TV shows. I have love of the Stargate movie, and none of us really have love of RoboCop. So
all the RoboCops are bad. They were all bad.
I will say I'm a fan of corny action movies such as RoboCop. I don't know if I necessarily care for a reboot of said movie, but it's fine. Also, going in blind with Stargate, kids, I need some education. So
okay, the Stargate did what Buffy did. The shows were better than the movie.
So Stargate was a movie at first, and basically what it was is they found these ancient Egyptian runes that, when assembled, open up a portal where you can travel the multiverse. Okay. So they end up going to a different universe, helping save like the apocalypse, stuff like that. And then off of the movie, they created, I believe it was 3 different shows, because it was Atlantis, SG-1.
So it started with SG-1. Then they branched out to Atlantis, and that's where you got Aquaman, the Wolverine of the Sea. They just watched Black Panther and said, "Oh yeah, let's do that movie, but in water." Brilliant. Okay. And then they branched out into Stargate Universe, and that one got canceled early because that's about when their time ran out. And the universe was a whole different concept.
It's great visual effects, both the movie and the TV shows. It's kind of the show that really launched the Sci-Fi Channel. That was their first original program. Okay.
They got MacGyver. They said, "We'll get MacGyver." Yeah,
they got the guy that played MacGyver.
We're gonna rock this out. He was amazing. And then if anybody's ever watched, what was that? What was that BBC show? Not Farscape. They got
Farscape.
Yeah, near the end they got the characters from Farscape and they brought them over to SG-1, and it was just good. The show was so good, so that's gonna be exciting. Like that.
So you're excited for the reboot?
Oh yeah, yes,
definitely.
I watched all the originals.
They do the same thing with let's create the movie and then branch off of it with the TV shows, because it has the potential for world building like that. I mean, you can do multiple spinoffs.
And all they did is they started with the Egyptian gods with the villains. So it was like watching the History Channel at the 8 p.m. And then they eventually brought in the Asgardian gods, all the Scandinavians like Thor and Odin and the other good guys that helped them out. And then they brought in a whole different kind of deity set near the end that really vamped it up like it. So that's done right.
Here's my question for you, right? Being somebody new going into Stargate, is the reboot enough for me to can I pop in there or should I go back?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm the type of nerd that's probably, if I get into it, I'm going to go back anyway. But, for the audience watching that is like, I don't know what the fuck Stargate is, I relate to King Castro. Is the reboot going to be enough? You said absolutely. So that's good.
They have to explain it for new audiences. But if you want a deep dive, because they're most likely be they're going to be Easter eggs and all that, then you can go watch. And so what you can do is season 1 comes out, watch season 1, and then stop watching back. Just back ones and fill up that log until season 2 comes out, and then go back and watch some more back ones and just fill it up.
For sure.
Just because I need someone on my side here with this, Castro, have you seen the trailer for the new Ninja Turtles movie, Mutant Mayhem?
I have.
Are you hyped for this movie like I am hyped for this movie?
So first off, I want to thank you for sharing the trailer with me. That's how I saw it. You shared it in the GYGO group chat or whatever, man. I'm hyped, bro. I'm a Turtles fan. So I will say first and foremost, I'm a big fan of the original movies on my jam, no matter what. Love them. You know what I'm saying? They take me back. Those memories you can't get rid of. Like, those are the ones. Those are the films. But super hyped. First off, directed by Seth Rogen. I almost said Seth fucking Rollins. Seth Rogen. You know what I'm saying? I'm hyped, bro. I'm hyped. It's gonna be fun. It's obviously it's a cartoon, you know what I'm saying? Which obviously they've done many adaptations animated, but this one has its kiddie tendencies, but it's also like it looks like there might be some adult aspects too.
Well, it's the fact that they're teenagers, finally. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
and that's true. That's
teenagers.
Wonderful point, because they're supposed to be teenagers in all the other adaptations, but they're kind of not that at all.
Well,
so.
yeah, they're like 80s versions of teenagers, which means they're like at least 25.
Right. So, like I said, I'm definitely excited for the Turtles as well. I know we're talking films, but you plugged me up with The Last Ronin. There's a video game coming. I'm sure you guys know about
Based on God of War, yeah, man.
Come on.
Yeah, open world.
I've recently started reading The Last Ronin over here for the Comic Cons podcast, and brother, like I am so hyped. Hopefully it's gritty like the comic. Like, come on. That's what we need.
Is no joke. We were telling people, like, you got to read that, because it's also the first time that both creators of Ninja Turtles have worked together since the original. So, like, you're getting this story from the creators' mouths, which I think is incredible. Yeah, Mutant Mayhem, man, it's got that Spider-Verse style of animation.
It does. That is exactly how I felt. I felt it was, very close to the Spider-Verse style. So I agree with you 100%, Chuck.
I just needed some verification there, because Danny is a hater. Like,
why not?
I don't like his acting, but the way he produces things is he makes them exactly what they are. He doesn't give you his vision of it or his ideas. Like, oh, this is what it is. That's what I'm going to make. So he doesn't let his ego get in the way.
Being a huge fan of The Preacher, it's one of my second favorite comic book of all time. It's so good. Seth Rogen's adaptation of The Preacher to the TV on Hulu or whatever, phenomenal. Wasn't the book, but that's because it's sometimes easier to capture certain things in the book. You know what I mean?
He captured as much as he could. Like, he did when people always have to veer things away and show. So his ego doesn't get in the way when he does that, which says a lot about him. His acting, I don't really need to see any movie he does, because the dude annoys the crap out of me.
He plays the same character in every movie. He's done. Yeah.
Like, how does no one punch you in the face? Like, that would be